record, and it was George W. Bush's record. But nobody knew if Romney and Ryan were going to try to drag that old disastrous idea over the threshold of the White House with them. Now we know they are dragging it with them, which is amazing. But I said there were 2 points from last night. And one last thing I think needs to be mentioned that I think changed the race last night, and it's the war. Before the debate started, there was a really weird moment. This was yesterday, but before the debate, it was on Fox News. It's a weird moment when George W. Bush's Iraq war spokesman, who was Paul Ryan's senior staffer on this campaign, is a man named Dan Senor, and he went on Fox News yesterday afternoon to try to explain what the Republican position is now on the war in Afghanistan. Dan Senor said that Romney and Ryan support the president's timeline for leaving Afghanistan in 2014, but then he also screwed up and said this.
So this is important. Governor Romney has always said it is a mistake to broadcast timelines, if you're the commander-in-chief, to broadcast timelines so our enemies are in the know about our next move.
It's a weird mistake, right? I mean, you can't be on board totally with the timeline and then say the timeline is a huge mistake, broadcasting a date to our enemies. So that was a weird thing that happened on Fox News before the debate. Paul Ryan, senior staffer on the campaign. Then at the debate, it turned out that was not a mistake. They are trying to say this is a policy.
And with respect to Afghanistan, the 2014 deadline, we agree with the 2014 transition.
Oh, okay. You agree with the timeline to leave in 2014. So you don't agree with your senior staffer guy who went crazy on Fox News today and said a timeline is a big mistake? A broadcast to our enemies? You agree with the transition. You agree with the deadline in 2014. I'm glad to know that you agree with that, because it was crazy when your senior staffer guy said that that would be a big mistake.
We don't want to broadcast to our enemies. Put a date on your calendar, wait us out, and then come back.
What used to be frustrating is that the Republican side in this campaign was not capable of or willing to talk about the war in Afghanistan, for which they would be assuming responsibility if they were elected. Eek. Well, last night they finally did have to talk about it because the debate was really good. And their position apparently is that we should leave in 2014, because saying we are going to leave in 2014 is a huge mistake. We used to talk about something called a commander-in-chief test in vice presidential politics. Last night was that test for Congressman Paul Ryan. How would you grade him on that test?